everyone, welcome to the video. Here in this video I will be integrating two applications. One is Zoho Books, which is an online accounting software, and the other is Microsoft Dynamics NAV, which is an ERP application. And I will be integrating both these applications using APPSeCONNECT. So I will first begin by giving you a short introduction on APPSeCONNECT, and then I will show you a live demonstration where firstly I will synchronize a customer from Zoho Books to NAV, and then secondly I will create an item in MS Dynamics NAV and sync it to Zoho Books, and also I will update the inventory of that particular item in MS Dynamics NAV and sync it to Zoho Books. Thirdly, I will create an order in Zoho Books and then sync it to MS Dynamics NAV, and lastly I will also create the invoice of that particular order in Zoho Books and then sync it to MS Dynamics NAV. So let me begin with the introduction of APPSeCONNECT. So APPSeCONNECT has two deployment solutions. One is the cloud integration and the other is the hybrid integration. So here, as my MS Dynamics NAV is on premise and Zoho Books is on cloud, the implementation is done using the hybrid approach. The hybrid implementation solution has two major components. One is the cloud portal, that is the portal.appseconnect.com that you see right here on the screen, and the other is this APPSeCONNECT agent. You can easily download this agent from the portal here from the download section. And note that to download this agent, you simply need to have the .NET framework and proper internet connectivity. Now, from the first page of this agent, you have to validate the applications that you are integrating by simply clicking on the plus sign. And if you notice here, some of the fields for NAV that you need to validate it are server name, domain name, machine user ID, password, SOAP port, instance name, and the MS Dynamics NAV company. And then after providing all of these details, you need to validate this application. And after successful validation, you have to save these credentials. Similarly, you have to do the same for Zoho Books as well. So here I already have a demo Zoho Books platform and a demo client of MS Dynamics NAV, which is already connected, or you can say validated, with this agent right here. So we can say that APPSeCONNECT acts as a bridge between the two applications that we are integrating, and it is solely responsible for passing the data from one application to the other. APPSeCONNECT doesn't store or record any sensitive information, hence it is highly secure. Now let me tell you how I have implemented the integration. So I have implemented the integration using process flow. So you may be wondering what it is. So let me show you. Here the diagram that you see right here on the screen is a process flow. A process flow is a complete visual representation of an integration process in the form of a data flow. It is a one-stop solution for developing and designing integration processes easily, and it is also very scalable and flexible. Now you can simply create your own process flow by going into the design section, and then here you have to go to the process flow. Now the process flow page will open. So here, to create a new process flow, you can simply click on the new button, or if you want to edit or delete any pre-created process flow, here from the actions you can simply select edit or delete. So here, as we are going to create a new process flow, I will click on new. Now you will have to give a unique name for your process flow. So here let me give a name for this process flow. Now I will save the name. So the name has already been given to our process flow. Now this is the designer page where you can design your own process flow. Now here you have all the nodes that you need to design your process flow, and this is the start node, and the start node will mark the beginning of the process flow, and this is the mapper node which will help to map the fields of both the applications, and this is the end node which will denote the end of your process flow. Now under the app section you can find the nodes of your desired applications, and to bring these nodes into your designer tab you can simply choose and then drag and drop it here in the designer section, and then you have to select the action of this node from the node configuration page here and then save it. So here I've already created the process flow for my integration, as you can see here. So let us execute it and see. So before executing the process flow, let me first create a customer in Zoho. So here in Zoho book, I will first create a customer by clicking on the new section. Now I will first provide all the mandatory details for the customer, like the name, and then I will provide the company name of the customer, now I will provide the email ID of the customer, note that the email ID should be a unique one. Now I will provide a phone number for the customer. Now after providing all of these details, here I will select the GST treatment or the tax treatment, and now I will select I will add the address for the customer. I will just copy and paste the company name from here to here, and then I will select the country, the address. For demo purpose, I am using a pre-created or a demo address. You can add the required address. I'll add the phone number by copying and pasting from here. Okay, now here I am keeping both the billing and the shipping address same for demo purpose. So now I will save the customer. So our customer has been created here, as you can see. Now let's go to the process flow customer add from Zoho book to NAV and let us execute it. So what happens here is that here in the Zoho books node, the customer that we have created first gets picked up by a filter that we have added here, and what that filter does is that filter is customizable, and it will pick the customer that we have just created and then push it to the mapper node, where the customer will get transformed, or the fields will get transformed according to NAV, and after that it will get pushed to NAV. So as you can see, the execution of this process flow is done. Now let us move to NAV and search for the customer under the customer section, and see whether it has been successfully synced or not. And here, if you notice, the customer that we created here, Louis and group, has been successfully synchronized along with a number, and also if you notice, along with the exact address that we provided for that customer, the exact number, the exact email ID. Also, if you notice here in the APPSeCONNECT application customer list section, so AEC customer page and AEC application customer list page, so these two pages are generally not there in NAV, but we have added these two pages here in NAV using an extension which is provided by APPSeCONNECT and certified by Microsoft. So using these pages, we can maintain the exact web ID of the customer that we have in Zoho Books, and also we have one more field. If you notice here, application ID. So NAV is an ERP application and it can be connected with a lot of e-commerce or accounting platforms or etc. So to differentiate between these platforms, we have added this field. And what happens here, as the customer is synchronized from Zoho Books, so the application ID of Zoho Books is 10, so we see 10 here. Okay, and I will tell about this application ID field in detail in the next section when we will do the product ad. So here, if you notice, all the details that we provided in Zoho Books has been successfully synced along with the exact web customer ID of this customer that was there in Zoho Books. If you notice, if you see, so this is the web customer ID of this customer. If you see, notice, and if you can notice, the exact ID has been synchronized here. Now let us move to the next process, that is item add. So to create item here in NAV, under the item section, I will first create an item by clicking on the new button. So I will provide some of the mandatory fields like the item number. Then I will provide the item description. Then I will select the base unit of measurement for this product. Now I will give the dimensions or the weight of this product. Then I will select some of the mandatory fields like the posting groups of this product. Then I will give a unit price for this product. So here, if you notice, there is an extra page called the web product detail CP page. So this page is generally not there in NAV, but we have added this page using an extension which is provided by APPSeCONNECT and certified by Microsoft. So using this page, you can easily maintain all the fields of the application with which you are integrating your NAV easily from here itself. You will not have to go back to that application again and then provide the details like the long and the short descriptions and etc. So let me put the long and the short description here. First I'll put the description and then I'll put the short description. Okay. Now if you notice, there are two more flags, that is the web item is enabled and the web item is visible flag. So these two flags will generally help your product to be visible on the front end of the application with which you are integrating, and visible flag is for this product to be available on the catalog search of the application with which you are integrating. Also, if you notice, there is one more flag called the web item flag which needs to be checked, because this flag is generally for APPSeCONNECT to check whether we want this product to synchronize to the application or not. So in simple words, we can say that if we want this product to be synchronized to the application with which we are integrating, we have to check this flag, or else if we uncheck this, then this item will not be synchronized. So we have added this feature because you may have a lot of your product in ERP's application and you may not want to synchronize all of the items in Zoho Books. So for that reason we have added this flag. Also, if you notice, there are other pages like the web product website page, web product attribute page, and other pages. So you can easily maintain all of these if you have in your Zoho books simply from the nav here itself. Also, if you notice, there is one more page called the AEC application item list page. So from this page here, if you notice, there is one field called the application ID field. So as I said earlier during the customer synchronization, NAV is an ERP application and it can be integrated with lots of platforms like e-commerce platforms or CRM platforms. So for that reason, to differentiate between all of these platforms, we have added this field called the application ID, from where you can select the ID of the application with which you are integrating. As here I am integrating MS NAV with Zoho Books and the application ID of Zoho Books is 10, so I will select 10 here. Okay, and also if you notice, there is one more flag called the web item flag, which is similar to the one that I told you earlier about. Okay, now if you notice, there is one more field called the web ID field, which is generally or which is currently 0, but once this item is synchronized to Zoho Books, the exact web ID of this product in Zoho Book will be synced back right here. Okay, now that our item is created, let us save the item. So our item is successfully created. Now let's go to the process flow, item add, and then or the product add, and then execute it. So what happens here is that the item will first get picked up here from here in nav, and then it will move to the mapper node where the fields will get transformed according to Zoho Books, and then after the transformation is successfully done, the product will get pushed to Zoho Books. Okay, and then after the product is pushed to Zoho Books, the exact web ID of the product that is there in Zoho Book of this item will be then pushed to the mapper, and then from the mapper it will again get pushed to Dynamics NAV. So here our process flow has been successfully executed. Let's go to the Zoho Books and check whether our product or the item has been successfully synced or not. So let's go to items and search for the product that we have just created. So as you can see, our product vanity bags that we created in MS NAV has been successfully synced here in Zoho Books along with the exact SKU that we provided and the exact price that we provided, and also with the exact description that we provided. Alright, so our product add has been successfully executed. Now let's move on to the next part of the process flow, that is inventory update. So to add the inventory, let's go to nav and then under the item journal update the inventory of this product. So here I will select positive adjustment and then I will put the item number here and I will select the product, and now I will select the warehouse code of this product and then I will add the inventory. Now the quantity has been updated. Now I will post this document. Now that the inventory has been successfully updated here in nav, as you can see, so I will now move on to the process flow inventory update and then execute it. So here what is happening is that the inventory is getting picked up from nav here, and then it is getting inside the mapper node where it is getting transformed according to Zoho Books, and then it is getting pushed to Zoho Books. So as our process flow has been successfully executed, let's go back to the Zoho Books and check whether the inventory has been successfully updated or not. So let's go to items and then refresh this page. Okay, now if you see the item, the stock of this item has been successfully updated here. Okay, also I forgot to show you the web ID field of the item that I mentioned earlier. So let me show you now. So if you notice here in this, for this product, the exact web ID of this product has been added here. Before, when we created the item here in NAV, this field was 0, but after this item was synchronized to NAV or I mean Zoho Books, then the exact web ID of this item got synced back here. And if you notice here, let me open this product, and if you notice, this is the web ID of this product, 705001, and this exact web ID has been synced here in NAV. If you notice, see, so our product and inventory update has been successful. Now I will move to the next process, that is sales order add. So for that, I will first go to Zoho Books, and then under the sales order I will add a new order, or you can say I will create a new order. So here in the customer name, I will select the customer that I created. So the billing and the shipping address that I used for this customer has successfully come here. So let's select the shipment date. Now let's select the item that we want to order. So I'll select the item that I synchronized here. Now this is the quantity, this is the rate. Now I'll add the HSN code, which is a mandatory field for Zoho Books, and I will save it. Now this is the total amount, and now I will save the order. So if you want, you can also send the order to this customer. Now that the sales order has been created, I will now go back to the process flow, order add, and then I will execute it. So similarly, what is happening here is that the order is first getting picked up from Zoho Books here, and then after the order is selected, it will then move to the mapper node, where it will get transformed according to NAV, and then it will get pushed. Now that the process flow has been successfully executed, let's go to NAV and check whether the order has been synchronized or not. So here in NAV, I'll move to the sales order, and then let us search for the customer. And as here you can see, the sales order has successfully synchronized. Let's check the other details of the order. Now that you see, the exact address of the customer has successfully synced here in the order section, along with the exact web order ID of this order in Zoho Books. If you notice, this is the exact Zoho Book ID of this order. Let's go to Zoho Book, and here for this order, if you notice, 702029. Okay, so this is the exact ID of this order here, and it has been successfully synchronized along with the exact SKU of the item that we ordered, along with the exact quantity and the unit price. So our sales order has been successfully synced. Now I will move to the next process flow, that is invoice add. So for that, I will first convert this sales order into invoice. So I'll click on the create invoice and then save and send. Okay, so I'll just click on send, and yes, the sales order has been converted into invoice. Now I'll move to the process flow invoice add and execute it. So here the invoice is first getting picked up from the node here in Zoho book, and then it is getting pushed to Dynamics NAV. Okay, now the process flow has been executed. Let's move on to the sales invoices. And then here, if you notice, the invoice has been successfully synced along with the exact customer number, the exact customer ID, and the exact customer addresses, along with the exact SKU of the product, description, location code, the quantity, the unit price. So everything has been successfully synced. So yeah, this is the end of the demonstration.